Hello guys and welcome back to Piofiore 1926, maybe for the last time. And we are still with our very beloved Henri. He's great. Very great. And it's time to give the freak what he deserves. That's death. Death! Okay? For what
Painful
he did to
death.
the children. And for everyone else. And what he did in the bed end. Especially what he did in the bed end.
Oh.
It's time to get rid of him. As we saw, he had planned. He thought he was a mastermind. He thought he was Henri, thinking he could get rid of the Bologna Mafia. But they all outsmarted him. So, here we are. Enough about the Mafia. Let's hear Henri saying that again.
マフィアのことはいい。クロエは。
Yeah. The freak looked displeased by Henri's bluntness, but he regained his composure and smiled, picking up a box from a nearby shelf. He held it out for us to see.
あなたのお姉様の骨の方はね、ここにいますよ。
Thanks.
これは仕掛け付きのピエトラ・ドゥーラ。
He needs a key now. A technique to create stonework carvings and gem engravings. Okay.
開け方は私しか知らないんです。無理に開けようとすると中身が壊れる仕組みになっています。素敵でしょう？
Just throw it like this into the grave. Get rid of that freak.
Yeah.
He smiled as he caressed the edges of the ornate box. Ugh.
けれどアンリ、ご覧の通り開けてみないと中のお姉様が本物かどうかはわかりません。
Oh my god, it's like the cat. You don't know if the cat is dead until you look inside. No.
これでは私を殺すことはできませんね。
Yeah, I think Chloe is already dead. I think we can go for him.
新しいお姉様の準備もバッチリですよ。あとは頭を乗せるだけ。
The eyes under his mask were clearly looking at me.
ですが、私が一方的に気持ちを押し付けるのはよろしくないと思うんです。だってほら、私たち親友ですから。アンリの気持ちに配慮して最後の選択はあなたに委ねようと思います。
I would have killed him immediately. Why do you let him have the stage? Literally.
Oh, really?
His lips curved madly in a faint shadow of the mask he wore.
そちらのシニョリーナかあなたのお姉様かどちらかを私に譲ってください、アンリ。
I feel pretty safe here now, actually. I feel really decently safe.
彼女を譲ってくださるなら新しいお姉様と古いお姉様どちらも合わせてお送りしましょ
Yeah, no thank you.
う。お姉様をいただけるならその時はこのピエトラ・ドゥーラごと中身を粉々に砕き暖炉で燃やして灰にします。
You can't! Either way, he was forcing Henri to sacrifice someone he cared about. I felt a growing anger and sorrow at the idea that the freak could be so cruel.
おや、これでも随分譲歩しているんですよ。本当です。どうします？アンリ？悩みます？もちろん構いません。お待ちしますとも。シニョリーナを差し出せば、あなたはきっと罪悪感に苦しみますね。後悔のあまり、気が狂ってしまうかも。
There was no justifying his actions. A man like this had only evil in his heart.
では、お姉様を見捨てます？できますか？できませんよね。だってあなたは過去に囚われているんですから。
He's not trapped in his past any longer.
That guy's trapped in the past.
Yeah.
お姉様のために人生の全てをかけてきたあなたがそれを捨てられるはずがない。
He hasn't. He's devoted his life to Lilliana.
結局あなたは今も過去にとらわれている憎悪、執着を捨てられるはずがない。
You don't know anything. Henri's gaze was quiet and calm. I couldn't see any emotion in his eyes.
傷ついたアンリは本当に綺麗です。あまりに美しくて見とれてしまいます。もっと悩んでくださいな。あなたはいずれまた私を殺すでしょう。けれどそれでいいんです。あなたという芸術に身を捧げられるのは本望。そもそも一度あなたに殺されたはずの私が再びあなたの手によって死に至ることができる。こんなにも幸せなことはない。
He's obviously out of his mind. I mean, I'm just stating the obvious here.
I think he had been there for a while.
Yeah, but every sentence makes him crazier.
Yeah.
これぞまさに運命の導きと思いませんか？
Oh boy.
Sebastiana! I had enough of listening to his nonsense. Not even my safety was a concern at this point. None of this is fate. All you want is for Henri to suffer. You've been acting selfishly, without caring at all about Henri's feelings. Yeah, thanks for pointing out the obvious, Lilliana. What you've done is unforgivable. I won't allow you to take anything else from him.
そうですか。元よりあなたの許しなどは求めていませんので結構です。
At Sebastiana's curt dismissal, Henri called out to him.
セバス、
Henri had a slight smile on his face.
君には感謝しなければならない。
Yeah, it was a bit like looking in the mirror, huh? Wasn't it? Yeah.
はい。
君のおかげで私は本当に大切なものに気づくことができた。
Henri smiled wide as he put his arm around me and pulled me closer. Huh?
もう過去のことは忘れるよ。姉のことも君のことも私が犯した罪も私が抱いた復讐の念もす
Oh, I interrupted him. Sorry.
姉のことも君のことも私が犯した罪も私が抱いた復讐の念もすべて忘れる。
は？
Yeah? This man is changed. You can move on, Sebastiana.
Yeah.
クロエの骨はもういらない。まあかわいそうだとは思うけれど、姉が本当に自殺したなら彼女には最初から安らかな眠りなどなかっただろうし、君の言葉を借りればこれも運命なのかもしれないね。
Oof. Oof. Henri's response was so unexpected that I was completely speechless. But
アンリ大丈夫ですか？どうしたんです？
the masked man who had always hidden behind a smile was now showing signs of agitation. Beyond the words Henri spoke, I realized the greater meaning behind why he said them.
彼女を選んで後悔しないんですか？アンリ。これまでの性を否定するんですか？
He shook his head in a denial and confusion as he asked Henri his questions.
何の確証もない愛を信じて過去を踏みにじるつもりだと。
そうだよ。
本当にその選択で構わないのでしたら、私、宣言通りにこの箱を壊しますが。
ああ、構わない。好きにすればいい。
As soon as
Oh.
Henri nodded, the freak slammed the box down to the stone floor. The pit door was stronger than it appeared and hit the floor without breaking. Enraged, the freak kicked it in frustration again and again. A kick. Each time the box rolled away from him, there was an unpleasant rattling sound. The contents were likely being broken. After a while, the freak was out of breath and stopped kicking as though he was satisfied. Well,
これでお姉様の頭蓋骨はきっと粉々に。
Sebastian looked up at Henri and was shocked to see that he had a smile on his face.
アンリ、あなたのお姉様ですよ。どうしたんですあなたは。
Well, he's
Then
not
we
playing
don't-
into your hands. What
No,
did he say?
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. No, yeah, he gives a lot of shits, but he had to let go.
Yeah.
The freak shouted hysterically while Henri remained calm.
おかしなことを聞くね、セバス。私はもう答えたはずだよ。そんな骨など、どうでもいい。私は今、とても幸せなんだよ。愛しい人が、こうしてそばにいてくれるからね。
I'm gonna cry. Don't mind me here. He held me even more tightly, taking my hand in his. He then kissed it affectionately.
やめてください。嘘でしょ。そんなのおかしいですよ。アンリ。そんなあなたは美しくない。私の親友はどこに。
The freak was frantic as he reached for the knife on the table. But before he could even come close. Oh,
Nope.
there we go. My true hero has arrived. Henri raised his gun and pulled the trigger. Sebastiano staggered back against the long table. The question mark in it. His hand scrambled to his chest and tried to press down against the wound. A red circle began to spread from underneath.
残念だな、セバスティアーノ。
Henri's voice was calm and gentle, hiding any anger he may have felt.
君が求めているのはただの偶像だ。私ではない。これからは彼女と幸せに暮らすよ。
That sounds more like a threat. The freak shook from out of pure pain as he pleaded to Henri.
いけません。それはいけませんとも。ダメです。そんなことを許されるはずがない。美しくなくなるくらいなら死んでください。今、幸せを手にしたあなたなど、満たされた生を謳歌するあなたなど見たくはない。
How long are you speaking? Holy shit, just die. Even as he said this, I could see the strength slowly draining from his body. Oh no. He fell to his knees and reached out a bright red hand.
あなたは生きている限り
No, the suffering is over.
Just die.
No, he's telling us his life story now.
絶望の底にいるべきだ
children.
と残念だけれど断るよ
Finally.
The freak's wet fingers hung in the air when another bullet was fired, this time at his throat. Ooh!
Then he can't speak at least.
He collapsed in a heap on the floor, and Henri walked towards him slowly. Sebastian was looking up at Henri as if asking for help. Wow! The third time, just to make sure! Henri pointed a gun at him again. Another gunshot rang through the room. After that, there was only silence. Jesus.
I want to make sure.
Yeah, obviously. By the time we left the building, the sun had already set behind the trees. We were walking back down the path from which we came when Henri spoke in a quiet voice.
軽蔑したかい
No, I thought that was fantastic. Thank you for releasing me from this dude. Huh?
君がくれたものをあんな風に誇示した私は幸せだと愛を得たのだと
I stopped in my tracks and squeezed the hand that was holding mine. I could never despise you. I was surprised at first because he gave up part of his past that he had previously been unable to let go. I understood that it had to be painful. He felt sorrow and bitterness and almost became what that man had wanted. He had to lie and force himself to smile.
彼には安らかな死など与えたくなかった苦しめたかった
Good. We all wanted that here. Okay? I didn't want the freak to take any more of you.
No.
I didn't want you to suffer so that he could be happy. That is why. I understood why Henri couldn't show any despair in that moment. Only a smile. I don't think you were wrong to do so, and I don't believe anyone could blame you.
あの男を許さないと言ってくれたね私のことは何でも受け入れてくれるのに
Yeah, please don't compare yourself with this man. And what is this background sound? It's driving me crazy. It doesn't sound like the wind, it sounds weird.
Sounds like water.
You and Freak are completely different. And my voice caught in my throat. Henri looked at me with concern. Then he wrapped his arms around me in a warm embrace.
ありがとう
Where's my CG? That was what made him kind. He seemed to feel the depths of the wounds that had been inflicted on him and the weight of what had been taken. It was as though I could feel his pain in my heart. Okay. The freak was killed by Henri, and the other intruders suppressed by the mafia. Yay! Good ending! Bishop Rosberg's visit was postponed to another day when it was concluded peacefully. The Piofiore was buried at Chloe's graveside, as I said. There was no proof that she was inside. But without Sebastiano, we had no way of knowing the truth.
仮に箱の中身が偽物だったとしてもそれは仕方がない姉が人を殺しかけたのは事実だ経緯がどうあれ罪がないとは言えないそう考えればむしろこれまで穏やかな眠りについていたこと自体分不相応だったとも言える
To be fair, I think she deserved this peaceful sleep, but okay.
Yeah.
Henri spoke matter-of-factly, but there seemed to be a shadow in his eyes. Henri, what are you going to do now? Now that he fulfilled his mission of killing Sebastiano, there was no reason to stay here. I want to stay with Henri, no matter what.
先のことはまだ考えていないよ
Henri shook his head as he spoke. It was an answer that was very unlike him, a person who had always made meticulous plans for a future that hardly anyone else could foresee. Maybe because of everything that has happened recently.
今夜ブルローネマフィアたちとの最後の会合がある。そこでようやく全てが終わるよ。
You're right. I nodded quietly. Henri turned and faced me with a sincere look in his eyes.
君のおかげで私は過去の亡霊を消すことができた。ありがとう。君がこれまで一緒にいてくれたから私は救われたよ。
Was I really able to help you?
ああ、君がいなければ戦おうとすら思わなかっただろう。
Yeah, that's right.
罪を犯した私が本当にとても幸せな時間を過ごせた。それはとても罪深いことだったけれど。
Henri's expression was calm, yet something about it concerned me. Is something the matter?
どうしたとは？
I couldn't help but ask the question, but he responded with a hint of confusion. You just seem different now. Henri looked down a little hesitantly, then slowly drew closer to me. Then, in a very natural way, he kissed me with a light touch of his lips.
もうすぐ日が暮れる。約束の時間にはまだ早いが、聖堂の中で彼らを待とう。
I nodded, took his outstretched hand, and walked alongside him towards the church. Everybody was gathered together for the final meeting.
例の件だが、どうやら引き続き教国と俺たちは友好な関係を築いていけそうだ。
Tante spoke in a calm voice. I had also heard some of the details about the current situation from Henri. The church had partnered with Sebastiano, but their wishes were not fulfilled. The planned assassinations for both Bishop Rosberg and the Boulogne Mafia had failed. The intruders were captured and confessed that they were prospective disciples. Well, that sucks. The Boulogne Mafia threatened the church that they would publish their testimonies. As a result, they were able to strike a deal to retain Boulogne's extraterritorial rights in exchange for their silence. That's good.
Hmm?
With that, the church resumed their protection of Boulogne and, by extension, the Mafia. They likely still wished to recover the relic. In the eyes of the church, I was still an obstacle to their goals, even though it was only recently that I had lost my legibility.
聖職者が派閥争いの挙句暗殺を目論んだなんて教国が公にできる話じゃない。
Tante, who was a man of faith, frowned with disappointment, but Nicola only laughed.
まったくだよ。彼らはその場にいたはずの町の住民さえ殺すつもりだったわけだし。
今回の件で教国はマフィアを敵に回すことの怖さを思い知らされたと思う。
Noah, who was also devout in his faith, looked angry at the church would plan such a thing. I could hear his indignation clearly.
結果、町の利権は安泰か。おかげで、まだしばらくはこの地で遊べそうだな。
確かに。ほんと、思った以上に僕たちに都合よく収まってくれたよ。
Gil smiled and nodded and looked over at Henri.
ガリアも片付いて何よりだったな。正直、今回の件はお前が役に立った。
It's true.
この町を守ったのはブルローネマフィアだ。君たちがいなくてはきっと多くの犠牲が払われただろう。
There was a gratitude in Henri's voice as he spoke to those on whom he had once sought revenge.
それに私が守りたかったのは結局一人だけだから。
Henri looked at me and smiled. I was surprised that he would be so open in front of the others here. Just then.
ダンテ・ファルツォーネ。そろそろ最初の約束を果たそうと思う。
Henri spoke in a calm voice.
私がすべきことはすべて終わった。
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Wait, what?
Why? What?
I thought that this
Dante.
is gonna be happening, but Dante, there you. Just as calmly, Dante raised his gun at Henri in response. Dante, what are you doing? I was not the only one taken aback. Only Henri, Dante, and Nicola accepted the situation as fact.
最初にファルツォーネに届いたランベールの手紙にはある申し出があった。彼女を保護してほしいと。ことに始末がつくまでブルローネで動くことを見逃してほしいとも。
So now he's pissy?
手紙はこう締めくくられていた。すべてが片付けば、かつての代償は自らの命をもって支払う。と。
Time to jump in front of it, Lilliana.
去年の事件、アンリ・ランベールは僕たちブルローネマフィアの顔に泥を塗った。その事実は変わらない。そんな人間を僕たちが見逃すと思う？
Yeah.
So
Please wait.
they're
You
still
mean
pissy?
that? Looking back on my memory, several moments returned to my mind.
セバスティアーノ・ガリを殺すまで。それまでは私を見逃してほしい。
I thought that this is what it's gonna be.
それまではって言うがな。ガリエを殺し終えたらお前はどうする？おとなしく俺たちに殺されてくれるとでも？
今は答えられない。だがことが済めば君たちの名誉を傷つけた代償は必ず支払う。私のことなら大丈夫だよ。過去のことだ。いつまでも引きずっているわけにはいかない。君が望んでくれたことを言い訳に君を傷つける。だからこれは許さなくていい。これから先の未来に何があっても私の心は君のものだ。
Henri intended to die from the beginning.
すまない。私はそもそも君がいなければすでに死んでいたはずだった。
Wait, Henri, you can't! I clung to Henri to shield him from Dante's gun.
もういいんだ。君を守れたから私の仕事は終わったよ。
No, you are forced to marry this lady now and live a happy life. And have kids. His expression was clear and calm, having fully accepted it long ago.
君は鍵の乙女の資格を失ったけれど、ファルツォーネもビスコンティも君を無下には扱わない。彼らは信じてもいい人間だ。
Yeah, well, if they would kill you, I would be like, yeah, no, okay? But this is the good end, so I don't feel like he's gonna die.
No.
エミリオにも何かあれば君を助けてほしいと頼んである。だから心配はいらないよ。
What the fuck are you talking about? Slap him! No, I'm not worried about that.
責任は取らねばならない。
But I, in contrast to Henri's composure, spoke in a trembling voice. The fear of losing him weighed on my heart. I know Henri has committed crimes, but... I turned towards the others, feeling my eyes stinging as I pleaded his case. Is Henri the only one to blame? Is he the only one who needs to take responsibility? You know that's not the case. Please, Dante, don't kill Henri. Let me take his place. Wow!
ダメだ。許さない。君が死ぬのだけは耐えられない。 私は君に生きてほしい。
Henri held my arms and moved me away. I felt someone behind me reach out and pull me towards them. Yeah, of course!
君は
The
どこか
third
で償
wheel!
わなくちゃいけない。逃げ続けることはできないんだよ。
The fucking third wheel is holding me! No! I struggled against him, but my strength wasn't enough to shake him off. Kick him in the balls! Tante's gun was still pointed at Henri. Henri was looking at me. The same familiar gaze that was the same time gentle and troubled.
ランベール、お前はどうやらマフィアというものを甘く見すぎているようだ。ファルツォーネやビスコンティが彼女を無下にしないだと？そんなわけはない。鍵の乙女としての資格を持たない彼女をこの町でかくまえば、峡谷とブルローネマフィアの関係が悪化する原因になりかねない。
Dante's doing what I thought he would do. He's saying, you both leave now and don't ever come back.
君たちはそんなことをしないよ。
甘いな。
Dante pulled the trigger. Loud
Miss?
gunshot sound echoed through the church. My eyes squeezed shut on instinct. But even after the sound faded away, I couldn't hear anyone's voice. I fearfully opened my eyes. And now, the sight before me took my breath away. Henri was standing there just as before. There was not a drop of blood to be found. What? Dante lowered his gun and spoke plainly in a quiet voice.
俺は間違いなくアンリ・ランベールを撃った。それがたとえ空砲だったとしても、俺の預かり知らない話だ。
Dante, you're such a good man.
Oh, he's just a terrible shot.
Yeah, that too. Dante. For the first time it appeared that Henri did not know what was going on. On his face were visible traces of confusion as he searched for a semblance of understanding.
後手に回っていたブルローネマフィアがその男に助けられたのも事実だ。
I'm gonna cry. Again.
それに彼女はブルローネマフィアのために望まぬ選択を迫られただろう。結果として俺たちは彼女とランベール2人分の働きに報いなければならない。これで貸し借りはなしだ。
Dante spoke with his usual stern demeanor, but Young began to laugh.
やれやれ。まったくもって甘いな、バルツォーネ。
いや、ファルツォーネのカポらしい裁量だと思うぜ。こういうのは俺好みだ。
Gil chuckled warmly, and Noah nodded with relief.
俺も彼女が悲しい思いをしないで済んだのは嬉しい。
つまらんな。ここにはふぬけた連中しかいないのか。
これはファルツォーネとアンリの取引だろ。俺たちが横から口を出すことじゃねえよ。
Even as he said this, Gil looked at Henri and smiled a bit mischievously.
なあ、アンリ。責任を取るってのは最後まで面倒を見るって意味だろ。シニョリーナが泣いてる。最後までちゃんとそばにいてやれ。
It wasn't until then that I realized I had been crying. Tears were spilling down my cheeks and falling onto the floor. He was too stunned looking at me with confusion from where he stood.
ほら、行っておいで。
Oh, shut up, third wheel. Nicola gently pushed me forward. I didn't know when it was that he released me, but I found myself running freely. Henri. I threw my arms around Henri and held him tightly, feeling the beat of his heart against my cheek. Henri, I'm so glad. Tears of happiness spilled uncontrollably, even more so than before. With trembling hands, Henri touched my wet cheeks as if to make sure of something. And after a long silence,
許されるのか。私はまだ君と。 生きていられるのか。
I'm not crying. His unsteady voice stopped as his emotions overwhelmed him. His strong, gentle arms held me tightly in an embrace he did not attempt to hide. Oh, it's the song we are not allowed to play. Okay. After the final meeting at the church, Henri and I departed Boulogne. I was still being targeted by the church. If I remained there, I would only cause trouble to everyone in the future. Last year we fled Boulogne without telling anyone, but this time I made sure to say my goodbyes before leaving town. At the church, Elena smiled for me while Sister Sophia gave us her blessing through tears. Henri apologized to Marco for getting him injured. Marco only laughed and forgave him. Both Dante and Nicola were busy, but they still came out to bid us farewell. Leo and Julia encouraged us to return to Boulogne and visit them one day. Gil and Oliver told us to contact them if we needed anything at all. Noah prayed for our safe journey. Young didn't come to say goodbye, but that was very much like him. And finally, just before we left, one last well-wisher appeared to see Henri off.
面白いものだね。君は鍵の乙女の伝承に人生を狂わされ、しかし鍵の乙女によってこうして救われた。いや、運命の縛りから彼女を救ったのは君の方かもしれない。君たちは長く運命に翻弄されてきた。けれど、今、その手にあるものは確かに、自らの意志で掴み得たものだ。おめでとう。どうか、良い旅を。
With his blessing as a parting gift, we set off on our way. After leaving town, we crossed the border and returned to France, a place a little north of where we used to live with the children, a modern town with many people. Henri took on translation work like before, but he also began teaching languages to children at a nearby church. He said he still was not good with children. The change in him somehow made me feel a little melancholy. He still looked sad sometimes, but I was able to see his kind smile more often now. The lives we lived, now we are in full acceptance of what happened in our pasts. After checking the clock, I left the house and made my way down a street lined with cafes and restaurants. When I got here, he was already waiting at our meeting place, and I ran towards him. I'm sorry, Henri. Have you been waiting long? We promised to have lunch together after Henri dropped off his work for the day.
私も着いたばかりだよ。行こう。
He kindly offered his hand to me, not hiding his affection for me. I still wasn't completely used to it, so it was with nervous excitement that I took his hand. Seeing him this way now made me realize that he had been holding back all this time. I could now feel his love in every action, big or small, which was so different from before. Oh, by the way, as I remembered while we walked, I saw a wedding at the church on my way over here.
ああ、今は6月だからね。子供たちもよく話題にしている。
The bride looked so beautiful in her dress. Hint. I remember the pure white dress and the long veil, both of which were lit up by the sunlight and the bride's radiant smile. Perhaps someday. I found myself swept up in a daydream.
ちょうどいい。
Huh? When I looked up, Henri was smiling at me in his usual gentle way.
そんなにうまくはできなかったけれど、手を出して。
His combination of words confused me, but I held out my hand as he asked. Henri took my left hand in his and slipped something over my ring finger. Henri, is this?
今日、子供たちに作り方を教えてもらったんだ。
Oh, It was a ring made from white flowers. As I smiled at his lovely gift, he looked at me with the utmost sincerity.
どうか聞いてほしい。
Oh god, I'm gonna cry again. What was he about to say? No, Liliana, you know what he's about to say. I could feel my heart pounding fast as I looked up at him.
私が過去にしてきたことは消えない。私の罪が許されることは決してない。
In the past, Henri would have spoken these words with a sense of guilt and remorse. But today he said them with conviction and courage, and with the quiet strength of acceptance.
今となっては、君もまた峡谷から狙われる身となってしまったから、私たちの平穏なこの生活はいつ終わるとも知れない。けれど、いつか
Someday,
私が指輪を用意できたら、その時は受け取ってくれるだろうか。
I took his hand and smiled. What? Yes! Oh!
Lilliana.
I leaned against him affectionately. Henri, you have always amazed me. Without thinking, my emotions transformed into words and flowed from me, naturally. You always say the most unexpected things, and they always make me happy. The feelings he expressed to me in words made me so happy that I could hardly stand it. Oh my god.
幸せにしたい。君をずっと。
Oh my god. I could feel his emotions straight away, which brought tears to my eyes. I smiled again and whispered so that only he could hear it. I love you, Henri. Someone knew that he was smiling too.
それで受け取ってくれる？
Of course I will, but I really like this ring. Can you make me another one someday?
ああ、その花が枯れる前にまた新しい指輪を贈ろう。
Really? Maybe it was only joking, but when he spoke calmly like this, it was hard for me to tell. As I smiled again, Henri whispered solemnly in my ear.
約束するよ。私は君の隣にいる。君のために生きていく。もう離さない。
We walked together down the cobbled street, feeling the breeze carried by the Saône and Rhone rivers. The flowers blooming on the Piofiore hillside signaled the approaching summer. Such were the days we lived. Henri was a man who had known great suffering, someone who had forgotten the joys of life. He now stood beside me, smiling happily. It was like a dream. I didn't want us to ever be parted. Even if the shadows of our past fall behind us, we would bravely face them together. Each day I would live on, with the person I loved. I need to go cry some corner. Alright. Okay, well, that was it.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
do you is everything now completed then?
But I think it's it for a recording.
Okay.
So, yeah. this was the end of Henri's story. I hope you guys loved Piofiore 1926 as much as me. I'm not crying. This is a lie.
Yes, well.
It was very beautiful in the end. And thank you guys for watching, and maybe we see each other next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.